Bongo Casino Studios. It's Frosty, Heidi, and Frank on 95.5 KLOS and KLOS HD1.
Los Angeles.
It's Monday, a little after 9 o'clock. Coming up 9:20. It's Money on the 20, so be sure and listen then for your chance to win some cash and some $25 gift card to Del Taco. But in the meantime, Christian Hand has joined us in the studio.
Good morning.
To break down a song for us. What you got?
Well, we had the unfortunate news last week of the passing of Chester Bennington, Linkin Park. So I felt, much as it's difficult to do, we should probably honor. That's a massive career. 60 million records sold worldwide. This album, their debut, sold 11 million copies. In 2000, this is Hybrid Theory. So the story of the band is kind of interesting. They started out as a band called Zero, which was spelt with an X. Terrible idea, because you're gonna Google that, it's not gonna work. And then they became Hybrid Theory, and then they became Linkin Park. But Chester wasn't the original singer. He was brought in when he had sent some demos to a guy by the name of Jeff Blue, who was like, I think you should probably sing in this Linkin Park band that I'm working with. They did 40 record label showcases. Nobody signed them. No one was interested in them at all. So Jeff Blue eventually signed them to Warner Brothers himself. And then 60 million records were sold, proving that the record label industry knows nothing at all when they pretend that they do. So on drums, you've got Bob Borden. And this the thing I like about this track, the reason I picked this is because it's the first song that kind of broke them. But it's also them, full band still. So Rob's kicking some madcap drums, some beautiful ghost notes on the snare. Tasty hi-hat work. It's produced by a guy by the name of Don Gilmore, who was massive in the 2000s. He did everything. And then mixed by a guy by the name of Andy Wallace, who did a bunch of records, including one by the name of a band called Nirvana. Might have been big, so.
Love the hi-hat.
Yeah, it's great. Big open splashy hi-hats. Beautiful little groove. Well recorded. NRG Studios here in the Valley. Probably Studio One, I think, which is the big one there. It's great. Solid. And as I say, I like this album is really cool because this album is the full band album before the machines take over. So there you go. That's your drums. Nice and beefy. Now in the bass department, this is a hell of a bass tone. This is a guy by the name of Brad Delson, lovely chap, and a.
Whoa.
Yeah. What is this?
How did they get that growl, that rattling
Is it
in
the loose
the
strings? It sounds like loose strings.
It's well edited. It's an overdrive, some sort of, not necessarily a distortion because that would take it out.
So it's not loose strings in his head.
No, I mean, it's probably, this has to be detuned, right? Because it's Linkin Park, it's mandatory. So you get them a little lower, they're a little looser than they would be in a regular tune song. But this is clearly a tone that they picked. Because if you put it with this. It's so weird to think this is 17 years old already. How could you not write a hit over this? And they earned it, like everyone's like, Linkin Park were manufactured. It's like, no, actually, they worked really, really hard. I used to rehearse in a place on Hollywood Boulevard that they actually rehearsed that when they were Zero. And they were in there 7 million hours a day just grinding. But it's solid. Proven they can play. And then there's this song. We'll get to this bit because that's the next bit on here, which is there's a little bit of this going on. This is the Linkin Park we know and love. Yeah. Just play that one.
What is that?
That's just that. And then it does this. Yeah. Right? Wouldn't have thought it.
Is somebody saying, you know what we need there? Like a
shutter sound.
Yeah. Like someone like we're taking a picture.
Yeah, just take a shot of it. And then this. Because the guys are Nine Inch Nails fans. Chester's a huge Nine Inch Nails fan. Mike Shinoda's a Nine Inch Nails fan. So clearly they're channeling their inner Trent Reznor on this when you put it all together. Starting to come together. And then in the middle bit you get this. Oh, snap. Oh, no! Good old Joe Hahn earning a paycheck. Great textures. Great textures. It's so well put together. Don Gilmore is a badass. All right, so here we go with the guitars. Gotta have these. Chompy. Also played by Brad Delson, the bass player and guitar player in this band. Sick. Massive guitar tone. And proving you just need 3 chords. That's all you need.
You get that big sound with only 3 chords?
Yeah, I know.
Jesus.
Yep. And this little production conceit, and then I mean, do you remember when you couldn't escape this song? It was everywhere. Yeah, there's a reason. This is it. I mean,
And really, it's not a chord. It's just like one,
just
the one
a
note.
riff. Yeah, just a note being, and then this little.
Oh, there's a chord.
Yep. Oh, that's so good, though. Why wouldn't you if you could? As a guitar player, that gets your nipples hard when you get to the door. You're like, can I just once? And then in the break, it's a great riff. And then back into the last chorus. Metal. When you hear this, you realize that it was a metal band. Wall.
The guitar and bass are in unison here. It's just do the same.
Yep. It was, that the Wall of Sound, the Panzer Division as it's called, was actually one of the people that put that on the map was our very own Steve Jones of the Sex Pistols.
Oh, look at that.
Because when he went to the studio, they didn't have a bass player, so he just played all the bass parts on the songs. But he wasn't a particularly prodigious bass player. So he just did the root chords, or the root notes of the chords, so it just became wah, 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 and that just became this sort of traditional bass sound on a punk record, and that's why it's so huge. All right, so before we play Chester's vocals, obviously horrible denouement to this tale where he took his own life last Thursday, I believe it was. It was either on Chris Cornell's birthday or before it, and I didn't realize this, that he was actually Chris Cornell's son's godfather, and they had become incredibly close over the course of the past couple of years. He sang Hallelujah at his funeral, and also had gone on stage and they did an incredible. You can find it on YouTube. There's a beautiful version of Hunger Strike with Chester and Chris Cornell singing it. And by all accounts, alcohol was found. He's been struggling forever. All of his songs are about that struggle and the child abuse and stuff that he went through. And it seems like he couldn't deal with the loss of Chris Cornell, which is such a sad tale. Because I didn't even think that the two were connected. And then you're like, wait, what a minute, he was his godfather. So if you want to, there's a really heartbreaking interview on YouTube that you can find of Chester talking about his struggles, and it sort of contextualizes a little bit what he went through and what he was singing about. So the reason that I picked this song is because it's their first big hit, and also because I like the fact that it goes through all of the different things that Chester does really, really well in this one particular vocal. So out of deference, we're not going to interrupt it. We're just going to let it play. This is Chester Bennington's vocal from Linkin Park's One Step Closer from 2000's Hybrid Theory album. Rest in peace, Chester. Hope you found some peace.
I cannot take this anymore. Saying everything I said before. All these words, they make no sense. I find bliss in ignorance. Less I hear, the less you say. You'll find that out anyway. Just like before. Everything you say to me takes me one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I need a little room to breathe, 'cause I'm one step closer to the edge. I'm about to break. I find the answers aren't so clear. Wish I could find a way to disappear. All these thoughts, they make no sense. I find bliss in ignorance. Nothing seems to go away over and over again. Just like before. Everything you say to me takes me one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I need a little room to breathe, 'cause I'm one step closer to the edge. I'm about to break. Everything you say to me takes me one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I need a little room to breathe, 'cause I'm one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. 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 Shut up when I'm talking to you! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up when I'm talking to you! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! I'm about to break! Everything you say to me takes me one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I need a little room to breathe, 'cause I'm one step closer to the edge. I'm about to break. Everything you say to me takes me one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I need a little room to breathe, 'cause I'm one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break.
Rest in peace, Chester Bennington. To the fans, family, and friends, and of course the band. We hope you find a little bit of peace for all of you. This vocal is crazy because I can't do this.
Everything you say to me takes me one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I need a little room to breathe, 'cause I'm one step closer.
Like, how do you do that? And then if you listen really
You
carefully,
can never sing again after that.
you're done.
Right.
That's it. It's your one song and out. You're finished.
Is he doing all the background vocal as well?
He is, and also if you listen really carefully, this is a thing that Don Gilmore did that was sort of pioneered by Robert John Mutt Lang, which is there's a whisper track. You can hear there's a whisper of all of the lyric.
Everything you say to me takes me one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I need a little room to breathe. I need a little room to breathe.
So there's like a couple of those on top of the whole thing. But he's also, the chords, his notes are...
I cannot take this anymore. Saying everything I said before. All these words, they make no sense. I find bliss in ignorance. Less I hear, the less
To be able to
you
go from
say.
that.
You'll find that out anyway.
That's a pretty good transition. And then just to this.
Everything you say to me takes me one step closer to the edge.
And when he does this bit,
Shut up! Shut up!
and it's different performances of each one. You can see it in the waveform. So he did this 4 or 5 times in a row, and it's huge.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
That drop's going to be overused on this show.
I was like, can we get that drop?
Oh, ridiculous. Okay, well, thank you, Linkin Park. Rest in peace. Peace to everybody involved in Linkin Park, family and friends and band. It's an awful story. We got the music. 17 years ago, they started in 2000. That's Hybrid Theory. So get that. Linkin Park, check it out. And there's a remix album that they did. This is actually my favorite Linkin Park record, which is where Jay-Z and Linkin Park teamed up and did a bunch of stuff together. And that record is a smash. You should definitely check it out.
Yeah, Linkin Park released an open letter to Chester. And it's a segment of it says, talking with you about the years ahead together, your excitement was infectious. Your absence leaves a void that can never be filled. A boisterous, funny, ambitious, creative, kind, generous voice in the room is missing. We're trying to remind ourselves that the demons who took you away from us were always part of the deal. After all, it was the way you sang about those demons that made everyone fall in love with you in the first place. You fearlessly put them on display, and in doing so, brought us together, and tonight... and taught us to be more human. You had the biggest heart and managed to wear it on your sleeve.
A lovely bloke. A tragic loss.
Letter from Linkin Park. You can find the whole letter online to Chester Bennington. Right now, it's Money on the 20s. Thank you, Christian, for coming in. And,
my pleasure.
Doing that choice.
Thank you to Linkin Park.
Yes.
We caller 20 right now, 895.5 KLOS. And you must have today's keyword, and you'll score a $25 gift card to Del Taco. Juicy pork carnitas are back. And then the $500 could be yours later in the day when Gary Moore calls the winning name at 5:20 p.m. All right. Shut up! I know. Please, I am. We got to move on. Hand the ball to Marcy. I know. All right, so let's apologize to those of you that may have offended. I am after this. All right.
Sorry, the Runaways, the Ponderosa, the Goodwill Company, and my mother.
Batman billionaires Jerry O'Connell in trailer parks.
Alanis Morissette, the Avengers, bonding lesbians, and Bud Light truckers.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., dog haters, Brian Dunkelman, Inc., the pig, and people with arthritis.
Terry Bradshaw, Macaulay Culkin, Pinterest, and gays in traffic.
Matilda, Ryan Gosling, and our old cow Trouble.
Foodbeast.com, Bill Paxton, Angela Lansbury, and the Kennedy family.
Mariska Hargitay, photographers, Ed Sheeran, and redheads.
French whores, Derek Jeter, the Kids' Choice Awards, and Linkin Park. You really have to listen to the whole show. We are Frosty, Heidi, and Fresh.
Shut up when I'm talking to you! Shut up!